DA Kamala Harris. The victim's blood is on her hands.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
It looks like, strategically speaking, the Trump campaign is starting to get aggressive and starting to go on offense. Obviously, for the past couple of weeks, you have heard the media saying that Trump is spiraling, his campaign is in trouble, his advisors don't know what to do, and even some good faith people on the Trump supporter side, right-wing people, have been saying, I don't know if this campaign is being run correctly. Are we really doing enough? Well, folks, you may like today's news because there is strong evidence that is starting to happen. So folks, if you enjoy our content, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel so that way you can support these videos and this breaking news. But yeah, with that said, folks, let's just talk about some of this, right? Some of the new developments that you've been seeing strategically from the Trump campaign in the past week. And the number one thing that people might immediately think of is the strategy of returning to Twitter. Obviously, since Monday, Trump has returned to the platform. He did that big Twitter space with Elon Musk the other night that got a record 1 million plus live concurrent viewers on the platform. And everything he's tweeting out, as you're seeing right here, getting tens of millions of impressions, hundreds of thousands of likes. Is the Twitter necessarily going to make the biggest difference in the election? I wouldn't say so, but what is it? Number one, it is good morale boost, right? That way the base on the internet can stop dooming and stop thinking that everything is in trouble. And then secondly, of course, it's outreach, right? It's engagement with the base. I think this election is heavily gonna come down to turnout, and that's why it's important that, hey, anywhere you can get the message out, anywhere you can be mobilizing our voters, we need to do that. Trump's campaign is famous for the Twitter, so hey, maybe him coming back, at least in some ways, is a good omen that the old energy is returning. But of course, what I think is arguably much more important is the spending, the ad campaigns that are being run, because some people have been concerned, well, it seems like Kamala is spending more on ads. She is running more TV stuff than Trump is, which, by the way, I think is going to be very important in defining this election, because the more ads that people in the swing states see about Kamala Harris's radical record, the things she has said in the past about immigration, crime, the economy, etc., these are going to be easy attack vectors, but the media obviously is not going to tell the truth about her. So that's why the Trump ads in this cycle are arguably going to be one of the most important things. Well, it has just been announced, this was yesterday, a pro-Trump super PAC is now planning a $100 million ad blitz. The ad blitz will start during the week of the DNC convention, and the ads will focus on Harris's record on immigration and soft on crime. Ads will play in Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. So what are you seeing here, right? Because the Kamala Harris campaign ad strategy has been to book them way out in advance and focus on a lot of national ads, right? They're doing a lot of national spending where even people in California or Alabama are seeing this stuff, and it's like, look, that may get your name ID out there, that may create some morale boost, but it's not actually going to win you the election, right? The election will be decided in the swing states, and what you're seeing in contrast from the Trump campaign is actually a very serious focus on, look, we need to be running the ads in the only states that are actually going to decide this election. And you see that aspect, of course, of them going on offense. They are starting these ads during the week of the DNC convention. So while people are tuned in to watch the convention on TV or the internet or whatever, they're going to be seeing constant campaign ads drilling home Kamala on the issues that really matter. I think the issues that ultimately can deliver victory for Trump is immigration and crime. And the fact that these ads, this $100 million blitz, is going to be focusing on that, folks, I think that is very important. And just to give you an example, the types of things that people will be seeing on TV, check out this recent ad that the Trump campaign and its connected affiliates are dropping.
MS-13 gang member here illegally, robbed a pregnant woman, then released, then executed a San Francisco family, another illegal, arrested, released, then killed this young boy with a sword, illegal immigrant, convicted, released, then violently fractured a woman's skull. Who released every one of them? Liberal DA Kamala Harris. The victim's blood is on her hands.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Yeah, so just to clarify there, as you heard at the end, that is an official Trump campaign ad. And so for the people who say he doesn't have message discipline, he doesn't know how to define Kamala Harris or the right things to focus on in this election, folks, I'm going to be honest, I just don't understand that talking point. They are hitting Kamala Harris hard, again, on the crime, on the immigration, a little bit of the economy, and those are the bread and butter issues, right? That is exactly how you're going to win this election. And the fact that our ads and this big blitz we are planning is focusing heavily on that, I think points us in the right direction that, hey, the Trump campaign in this regard knows what it is doing. Yes, we may have been slow the past couple of weeks. We're kind of letting Kamala have her honeymoon or whatever, but starting the week of the DNC, when this stuff starts to hit, we're going to mess with her convention bump because the American people are going to see these things on TV, and we're going to be now the ones going on offense, putting our message out there. Of course, another criticism I've been hearing is that Trump was not doing any campaign rallies. Why is he just sitting on the sidelines and letting Kamala Harris do her thing? Well, his plan was to wait till after the DNC to really hit the campaign trail hard. We'll see how that turns out. But I should also point out, Trump now this week is doing campaign rallies, right? Tonight, he will be in North Carolina, and then in Saturday, he will be in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, doing a big campaign rally there. So here he is again, going back on the campaign trail, hitting the swing states, doing what he needs to do to create a path to victory in this election. Another little genius move I do want to point out here is, of course, a lot of people have been saying that the American public just forgot about the assassination attempt in Butler, Pennsylvania last month, which is true, right? The thing has largely been memory hold. And of course, that may be a concern, is like, you know, people are going to forget about this. This is a thing that should be considered when it comes to the election. Well, a couple weeks ago, Trump did announce he will be doing a return rally to Butler, PA, but he didn't announce exactly when until a couple of days ago. And it has now been announced that that rally in Butler, PA, the big dramatic, you know, return to the assassination site, is scheduled for October, right before the election, right? And so for people who say this image right here should be the one that defines the election, but people forgot about it, well, folks, people will remember at exactly the right time, because on national TV in October, days before the American people go to cast their ballot, we will all be reminded, right? That will be, this photo right here truly will be Donald Trump's closing final argument to America. And I think if he manages to pull that off, hey, that's going to be something I think will resonate with a lot of people and something that will truly be very strong. The last thing I figured I would address is this idea that the Trump campaign and the Republicans have no ground game, which of course is going to be important, right? I think turnout is going to be everything in this election. We have the voters out there that we need to win. I truly believe that, but it's a matter of getting them to the ballot box. And of course, a concern, something the Democrats have been beating us on badly in the last few election cycles, is going around and chasing those ballots. Well, let's see how Republicans, that Trump campaign ground game, has been doing so far. And this is in the past month. So this is the month of July. And as you can see here, in some of the major swing states, Republicans, for instance, in Arizona, just gained in the past month of July, 19,984 new registrations for the Republican Party in Arizona. Democrats only gained 3,491. So obviously, we are greatly closing the registration gap right now for Democrats in the state of Arizona. But it doesn't just stop there. I mean, you see a state like Florida, we are way out ahead, but that's arguably not even a swing state anymore. So let's talk about somewhere like, I don't know, Nevada, where in the month of July, Republicans gained 948 new registered voters. Democrats only gained 284. And of course, the state of Pennsylvania, we know this place is very important. In the month of July, Republicans gained 21,325 new voter registrations. Democrats only gained 5,788. And if you're curious, nationally across the country in the month of July, in total, Republicans gained 252,794 new registrations for our party. Democrats actually lost, went down, negative 19,088 new registered voters. So on that front, obviously, you have people saying that Trump has no ground game, he has no field offices, which is verifiably not true. Like, he does have field offices, but it's like, look, whatever people want to panic about, whatever people want to criticize about, the fact of the matter is this: you're already seeing Kamala Harris start to slip in some of the polls. That honeymoon bump, that response bias already starting to fade out. We'll talk about that perhaps in a future video, but just the tangibles we can see right now. You say the Trump campaign isn't spending any resources, $100 million about to go on TV starting the week of the DNC. You say he's not doing any rallies, the rallies are starting to pick up. And most importantly, those voter registrations, that ground game that's going to win this election in the month of July, despite all the hype, the numbers show we could be doing better. Yes, there's always room for improvement, but we are significantly beating the Democrats when it comes to new voter registration. And that is, of course, a strategy that the Trump campaign is also doing in conjunction with entities like Scott Pressler, Turning Point Action. That ground game is going to be very important. And I truly think we go on offense like this. We run as many TV ads hitting home the key issues as we can. We're incredibly aggressive with registering new voters, which you are seeing some evidence of. Folks, we will be in a good position if we keep working hard, we keep up doing stuff like this. Don't get distracted by the nonsense. Don't get demoralized by the AstroTurf media psyop. Just keep your head down, keep working, and we got this. Okay, I don't say we got this to be like, oh, the election is decided, but we got this in the sense that we should keep striving forward and have some degree of confidence that, hey, we can do this. You know what I'm saying? So that's it, folks. Let me know your thoughts on this recent news in the comment section down below. What do you think of the Trump ads? What do you think of the strategy? Returning to Twitter, the ground game doing pretty well. Let me know. Be sure to leave a like on this video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Follow me on X and all of my social medias in the description. And until next time, God bless and peace.